Data types means which are the type of values we can able to enter in this database. Database management system is a software helps to manage the data in a database. Centralized data management is the first main features of database. Database security. It means that here, while providing the data, it will check whether it is an authorized person or not. Welcome back to One and All. Myself, Vasanta, lecturer in Computer Science, Vidhyaashram, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. Today, we want to start with the second session of database concept. Already in the previous section, you have studied regarding the introduction of database. What do you mean by database regarding that? Then application of database, where we have used the database concept. Then origin of data, evaluation of database, data processing cycle, as well as few database terms regarding that you have studied in the previous class. Today, you will study regarding the data types of DBMS, which are the data types we are using here. Then, database management system. Till now, you have studied what do you mean by database. But now, you will study regarding database management system. Then, what are the features of database? Then, what do you mean by data abstraction? Which are the levels under database abstraction? Then DBMS users, who will use that? Regarding that, you will come to know on today's class. Now, first one by one we will discuss. First, which are the data types used in DBMS? Consider this is the table we have. On this table, we are given the table name is student. Consider the table name we are given as student. Here, I am having the attributes, for example, name, then date of birth, marks 1, marks 2, and then, for example, average. Consider these are the fields here we have. Here, for example, I am to write name is X, date of birth, for example, 2/20. Then marks how much you want. You can write 10, 20, and average 15. For example, consider these are the values here we have. Data types means which are the type of values we can able to enter in this database. Now, first one, I can able to enter integer value. Then what do you mean by integer values? Without having fractional values also we can able to enter. Single and double precision type of values we can able to enter. Then logical data types like and, or, not, like that also we can able to enter. Single, integer, single and double precision, logical data type, as well as we can able to write characters here. Characters also here, for example, name, all those things, characters we can able to enter. Then string format we can able to enter. Then what is the difference between character and string? For example, if I want to write N, then it is a character. And it is opened as well as closed by single quotes, character. For example, NAME, name. It is a collection of characters. Then it is opened as well as closed by double quotes. This can be called as string. If I want, I can able to enter the character data type, string data type, index field, currency field, for example, rupees and all. When you want to enter in rupees format, then we need this currency symbol, rupees, currency, whichever symbol we want, we can able to enter. Date field, for example, date of birth, if I want to enter, which date of pattern, which method you want. Sometime, some of them want first month and then date, then final year. Some of them want first date, then month, then year. Whichever pattern we want, that can be called as date field I can able to enter. Then text field I can able to enter. In with that, we have some more like varchar2 data type. This is also one of the data type under the database. Whereas varchar2 means we can able to enter both variable as well as character. That's why here it is given varchar2. These are the few data types used in DBMS. These are the types of values we can able to enter in the database. These are the few data types, because in the exam they will ask for 2 marks, write which are the different data types used in DBMS. Next we'll discuss what do you mean by DBMS. Whereas in the previous session you have studied which are the data types. Then what do you mean by, first of all, DBMS? DBMS stands for Database Management System. Database Management System. It is a software Database management system is a software helps to manage the data in a database. It is a software helps to manage, manipulate, create, update, modify the content in a database. See, a database management system is a software that allows creation. I can have to create a new database, define, manipulation of database. I can manipulate, I can change the data in a database, or it is a tool used to perform any kind of operation on the data in a database. It helps to change, modify the content in a database. And DBMS also provides security to your database. Mainly it provides security. It helps to creating of table, for example, collection of tables. Related tables can be called as database, I told you. This helps to consider this is student table and this is teachers table or employee table. Teachers table. Here we have some heading as well as values here also. Here also we have some heading, that is attribute as well as values also. This mainly helps to creating as well as manipulating, managing, updating, modifying the content in the database, and it provides security for your data. Mainly it provides security. Then which are the major features of database? Because this question they will ask for 5 marks in the annual exam. Explain the features of database. It's very important question. 5 marks they will ask this type of question. Centralized data management is the first main features of database. Then what do you mean by centralized and then decentralized? For example, consider in centralized we have one main system, or we can call it as server system. And all the subsystem, for example, system 1, system 2, system 3, system 4, system 5, all the systems are connected to center system or main system only. If any transaction has to be takes place with the help of center system only. For example, S1 wants some data which is present in S3. Then what it will do, S1 send the command to the main system, I want so and so data. Then from the main system it will send the command to S3, we want so and so data. Then from S3 it transfers the data once again to the main system. Then from the main system the information is transferred to S1 system. It means that all the transaction takes place with the help of center system only. For example, in the college, especially in the office, they maintain all the information in the office, especially. Okay, that can be called as database. For example, consider several departments like physics department, chemistry department, maths department, CS department. For example, CS departments want some data which is present on physics department. Then what we will do, the CS department will send the command, we want so and so data to the office. Then from the office, they will send the command to physics department, we want so and so data. Then physics department will once again send the information to the office. From the office we are getting, that is CS department getting the information. That means all the transaction takes place with the help of center system only. In DBMS, all the data will stored or organized in centralized management format only. All the transaction takes place with the help of center only. If center system fails to process, everything will stop. Whereas here, the information will process in the format of centralized. Then what do you mean by decentralized? Here in centralized, each system except main system, the remaining does not have higher capability. Only the main system having higher capability, and if the main one fails to process, everything stops to process. Whereas in decentralized, consider decentralized, here I have system 1, system 2, system 3, and here system 4, system 5, and here we have system 6. See, there is a direct connection between each system. All the transaction takes place directly. For example, S1 wants some data which is present on S4. Directly there is a connection. From here it takes the data and here it will transfer the data. Each system having equal capability in decentralized, whereas here in DBMS, here it will stored in the format of centralized format. All the transaction takes place with the help of center only. If subsystem fails to process, there is no effects for the remaining system in centralized. If center one fails, everything will fail. If subsystem fails, there is no effects for the remaining concept. Whereas in decentralized, each system having equal capability. In centralized system, only the center system having higher capability. And the second feature is redundancy can be minimized or controlled. Redundancy means repetition. Repetition of data storage can be avoided here. I told you the same example now also I will take. Physics department as well as CS department I am going to consider. Physics department wants data as well as CS department also wants some data which is present at the office. Is it? Then only one time they will maintain the information of the student. That student belongs to CS, physics, maths, chemistry, like that. If physics department wants the data, it will provide. In the same way, CS department wants the data, they will provide. It means that here we can able to avoid, the repetitions can be avoided. Only one time they will maintain the student name, then which are the subjects they have. Student name, which are the subjects. That means repetitions can be avoided here. Redundancy can be minimized in database. Next one, data integrity. This is one of the advantage, or I can say it as features of database. In this, it will going to check the validity of the data, how long it will work. Depending upon that also, here we can able to maintain the data. Then data sharing. Already I told you, physics department wants some data, then from the office it will take. For example, CS department wants some data, then from the office only they will take. It means that data can be shared from one system to another system or from one main system to another subsystem. Like that, we can able to share the data. That is also one of the features of database. Next, database security. It means that here, while providing the data, it will check whether it is an authorized person or not. For example, in the office, they will maintain all the information. Only whichever authorized department, only for that department, it will going to give the data, not for everyone. For example, you are a road hogta iroge, nange data beku andre kodalla. Is it no? Only it will provide the data only for authorized person. By that, it will provide the security. Then, it will maintain backup and recovery also. Some reason, if data is lost, then from the backup, I can able to regain the same data. That is one of the features of database. And multiple user interface. More than one person can able to access the data. Only for authorized person, the data can be accessed here. That is multiple user interface. These are the major features of database, or we can say it as advantages of database also. Centralized means in the center system all the information will store. There only the transaction will take place. Then redundancy, repetitions can be avoided. Data integrity, that validity of the data it will check whether it's a valid data or invalid data, like that also it will check. Data can be shared from more than one person. Database security is there. Only for authorized person, only for authentic person, it will provide the data, not for everybody. Then, whenever there is a losing of data, by backup, it can be recovered. Then, multiple user can be use the data. These are the few major features of database. If you remember any five, that is enough for examination point of view. Next, we'll discuss about data abstraction. What do you mean by this abstraction? Abstraction, data abstraction is nothing but considering only the essential features without considering the background details. For example, I want to use bike, that's all. I just want to use the bike. I don't want how exactly in the background it is working, which type of engine they used, how it is connected, how it is manufactured. Regarding that, I don't want. Only essential information, whichever data I want, whichever information I want, only I want to consider that. That is data abstraction. In the mobile also. For example, I want mobile. I want to use the mobile, WhatsApp, Bluetooth, Instagram, Facebook. All those functions I want to use. But I'm not bothered about which type of technique they are using. For example, in WhatsApp, I want to send my data from my mobile to another mobile. Then I used to send the data from my mobile to another mobile. I'm not bothered about how exactly it is transferring, where first it will store, how it will transfer, how much data it requires. Regarding that, I'm not bothered. Is it not? That is not data abstraction. It's a major purpose of a database system to be provide users with an abstract view of data. How the user want, only on that way it will provide. That is, system hides certain details how the data are stored and maintained. In the background, how it is maintained, how it is stored, that doesn't matter for me. I want only certain usable information, that's all. That is data abstraction. There are 3 levels. This is also a very important question because in the exam, they will ask, what do you mean by data abstraction? Explain the stages or levels of data abstraction. When they come on levels, there are 3 levels: physical level, conceptual level, as well as external level. Physical level, conceptual level, view level, or external level. These are the 3 major levels of abstraction. When they come on this diagram, in the physical level, so many users are there. That can be called as internal level, and that is transferred the data related to conceptual level. Then at the external level, the users can able to access the data. Now, one by one, we'll discuss all the 3 levels. First, we'll discuss about physical level. The name itself suggesting physical, where exactly it is stored. Andre, ಯಾವ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ store ಆಗಿದೆ. Mainly it deals with the physical structure of the data. That is, it is also called as internal level. It is the lowest level of abstraction that describes how data are actually stored. ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಡೇಟಾ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. Regarding that, mainly it will deals where exactly the data is stored. Physically where it is stored. It describes complex low-level data structure in details. And with that, it contains definition of storage, record, and method of representing the data fields and access it used. These are the major concepts. Just only one line you have to remember. Physical level mainly deals with the physical storage area of the data. Andre, computerly yav jagdalli data store agide. Regarding that, mainly it will deals. Next, the conceptual level. The conceptual level is come under between physical as well as external level. Whereas this conceptual level is mainly deals with the logical structure. Whereas physical level mainly deals with where exactly the data is present, on which place it is present. Whereas conceptual level mainly deals with the relation of the data, how much space it required, what is the relation between data, where it has to be stored, and when it has to be accessed. It means the logical structure. Physical place, logical or conceptual level. Here is highest level, and here it mainly deals with conceptual structure of the data. What is the data? Whereas physical, where it is stored, what is the data, which data type it is, how much space it required, what is the relation between the data. Regarding that, mainly here it deals. It is the next higher level of the abstraction that describes what data are stored in the database. Yav data store agide, and the relation exists among those data. Relation between the data, where exactly how much space, how much time it required to access. Regarding that, mainly it will deals. It contains the method of deriving the objects in the conceptual view from the object in the internal level. This is the middle level, I can say. Physical level, physical place. Conceptual level mainly deals with where exactly the data is stored, which data type it is, how much space it required, then what is the relationship. Regarding that, mainly it will deals. Next one, view level. This is the last level we can say. Here it is also called as external level. This is the last level or highest level. Here, how the user want, on that way the data can be represented. Already I told you. Some user want the data has to be displayed in paragraph format. Some user want the data has to be displayed in chat format. Some user wants the data has to be displayed in table format. On which way the user want, on that way here it will represent the information. It is the highest level of abstraction that describes only the part of entire database. Mainly it will deals how exactly the user want. On that way here it will represent all the data. Now when we come on data abstraction, considering only the essential features without considering the background details. When you come on types, internal level, conceptual level, external level. Internal level, physical place. Conceptual level, regarding the general structure, logic of the data. Whereas external level, how the user want, on that way the data can be represented. These are the major levels of data abstraction. Next, we will discuss about database management system users. Already I told you DBMS stands for Database Management System. It is a software helps to manage, create, manipulate, update, maintain the data in a database. When they come on the users, the first one is end user, because for 3 marks they will ask these type of question. Who are the DBMS user? For 2 marks as well as for 3 marks also they may go to get the question. Who are the users of DBMS? Now you come to know DBMS. What do you mean by DBMS? Who are yaar adanna use ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? The first one is end user. Who is the end user? We are the end user. The one who uses that, finally uses that person can be called as end user, will use the DBMS. Then next term, system analyst. Who is system analyst? System analyst is also a person who wants, I want so and so pattern, the one. For example, if I am going to consider an organization, that main person, the main authorized person can be called as system analyst. For example, in this college, I want to create one database management system I want to develop. Then on that time, the authorized person, the main owner can be called as system analyst. The system analyst will tell you, okay, I want so and so software. Software ee tara irbeku, hing irbeku, ee tara work agbeku. Regarding that, he will use to say. That is system analyst. Then application programmer. The application programmer is the one who gives he will collect all the information from the higher authority. Then he will go and send this information to the designer, for the developer, to the developer. Andre ನಾನು ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ನ we used to call it as higher authorized person, and application programmer is the one, the manager I can say. Here that manager will going to send these information to the designer. ನನಗೆ ಈ ತರ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಈ ತರ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಈ ತರ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಇಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸಕ್ಕೆ ನನಗೆ ವರ್ಕೌಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಇಷ್ಟು ಜನ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡೋ ತರ ಇರಬೇಕು. Like that, all the information he will collect from system analyst by the application programmer, and this application programmer will send all the data. I want so and so methodology, so and so information. On this pattern, the software has to be worked to the designer. Then, who is called as database administrator? The expansion of DBA is nothing but database administrator. Database administrator is nothing but he was a person who is responsible to take care of all the transaction. Then database designer is the one who developed the program, who will going to write the code for that particular software. That person can be called as database designer. Once again I am to recall, database designer andre program bariyo, the one who develop. End user means we are the end user, the one who finally uses, that can be called as end user. System analyst is nothing but is a person who is the main in charge. Here this person wants the software, he will pay the amount for that software. He wants so and so pattern, like that the main in charge can be called as system analyst. And application programmer is the one who is going to send all this information to the designer. Database administrator is responsible to take care of all the transaction at the end. ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಡೇಟಾ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು, ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಕೊಡಬಾರ್ದು, ರಿಗಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ all the information, all the control is done by this database administrator. These are the 5 members using this database management system. Then on this class you have studied regarding what do you mean by database management system, then features of database, Then who will uses this database management system? Then what do you mean by data abstraction? Which are the levels under data abstraction? Regarding that, you have studied. Next class, we will meet with once again with the remaining concept of the same chapter. Thank you for all of you.